Keith Fraser for Seconds Out. I'm here with Shane McGuigan. Shane, big night Saturday night again for your man who you're fast tracking, Adam Azim. He's looking sharp on those pads. What can we expect to see on Saturday night?
Just another good performance, another learning performance. You know, he had a lot of quick knockout wins early on in his career, and his last two opponents, or actually three, have all given him decent rounds. And I think that's hopefully what we're going to get again. He's got unbelievable power, but in terms of like man strength, you get that when you're 22, 23. And I think once he starts to get that physicality about him, he's got great pop and power. But once he starts to really settle down and fill into the frame, because he's still quite small for 140, I think you're going to see the best of him. But another great victory, another learning fight, and defending his European title, who in his only 11th fight, which is pretty great.
Well, listen, I mean, so many people are talking about fast tracking your man because of the talent that he's got. But I said to Spencer Oliver earlier, I said, would it be a risk fast tracking him in a division? You've got lightweight, super lightweight, where you've got an unbelievable plethora of talent. Do you think that he can mix it with the likes of Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, maybe this year, or do you think it's going to be a bit soon?
Not this year, definitely not. No, I mean, those guys are very established. You know, you got Haney has done so much at the 135. He's now just moved up. Looked great for being up at 140 as well. So it's not about getting there to get. He can get to that level, and he's near on that level now. But I want him to be able to win those fights, and that's the most important thing. And we need more time to develop. He's developing all the time as a young athlete, as a young fighter. And I think you can't buy experience. You can't fast track experience or jump past it. You have to earn it. And I think another night on Saturday night where he's going to get more rounds, he's going to get more time underneath the lights with 8-ounce gloves on, people a guy winging punches at his head. This is all experience that you need to have before getting up to those big fights. And I think he definitely has the talent. I genuinely believe he's going to be at that level, and at that level very soon. And the people will be calling out for him to box those sort of names. But it's just about gaining experience.
What do you make of this tweet that came out yesterday of a certain, in my mind, certainly pound for pound number one, and perhaps could have been a future opponent for Azim down the line with Shakur Stevenson? Do you think it's all a load of nonsense?
Seems that way. I mean, Teofimo Lopez also said that he was retired. He came back and boxed Josh Taylor, then retired again. Tyson Fury said he's retired about anywhere between 35 and 45 times. It's just trying to gain traction and create attention, and you can't knock it. But I think there's better ways of gathering that attention. And it would be a shame if he does choose to retire, because he's such a. He hasn't got anywhere close to finding his level, Shakur Stevenson. He's a phenomenal fighter, and I believe he'll be around for a lot longer.
And there's another couple of guys in the lightweight division who are also super talented. Obviously, you've got Keyshawn Davis, who everyone raves about in America, and the guy who I absolutely went mad about in the Olympics, of course, is Andy Cruz. These are all this division, and potentially the division at Adam's in. I mean, the fights down the line are going to be huge, are they not?
Yeah, they'll probably all prize each other out, and they won't be able to ever make the fights. And unfortunately, that's a shame about boxing. But yeah, I mean, you got Javante that's gone up as high as 140. Really, he's a 135er. You've got Shakur, who's about to jump up. You've got Lopez, who's just moved up. Devin Haney. You've got Prograis, who's still active. He's still a live wire. Even people like Liam Parrow, all these decent fighters across the board. Brandon Lee, got lots of depth to that division. And as you said, a weight division below, where it was funny because 8-10 years ago the depth was all in the welterweight division, and you got Boots Ennis and you got Crawford that's moved up, but really Errol Spencer's past it, his best days are behind him, and a lot of the 147s are no longer. Keith Thurman's now no longer. Danny Garcia isn't either. So now the next wave is at that 140. They might end up all meeting up at 147 at some stage. But yeah, it's a great cop to be around, and you're definitely not shy of a good opponent.
And it's exciting times for you as a trainer, having to plot the victories down the line against those guys. Just want to move on. Obviously, you've got your man over there, Chris Billam-Smith. I understand that he's likely to be rematching Richard Riakporhe come June, I think, potentially.
Maybe a bit earlier than that. Yeah, I think it might be a bit earlier than that.
Tell me, obviously he lost the first one. What do you think he does different the next time? Or do you think he's at another level from when they fought the last?
I think they both are. I think they both improved a lot. But when you go to the actual who they've been in against, I think Chris has been in with a better opposition. And I think it's a 50-50 fight. It's a very hard fight to win because of Richard's physical attributes. He's got great power. He's fighting more in the pocket now as well, which he lacked a little bit before. He's able to punch at a different range, which makes him more dangerous. But also Chris has improved a lot. He's got a lot more settled. He's a lot better as a pressure fighter. And I think he tried to box him early on in that first fight. And then actually when he started to set about him and push him back, he was getting more success. So it's going to be interesting. I don't think it will be the same fight that happened the last time. I think they're going to be both much more seasoned and much calmer, which will mean that there's more potential of a knockout.
And assuming he wins, which obviously you're going to back your man, there's a certain Jai Opetaia who's done a couple of demolition jobs of recent against Jordan Thompson and then Ellis Zorro. Is that a fight that you want to see your man have down the line? And do you think that you have a man who can actually overcome this supposed assassin? Listen, I think Opetaia is a great fighter, but Ellis Zorro, I mean, Jordan Thompson's a decent fighter and he did a great job against him, but Jordan, I don't think he's a cruiserweight. I think he absolutely starves himself and kills himself to get down to that weight. I think the best, it just takes too much out of him to get himself down to that weight. So, and Ellis Zorro is as nice of a lad as he is, I don't think he's up to world level. So those demolition jobs are done at a certain level, but he's got world-class punching power. He's elusive. He's very fast for a cruiserweight. So he is a handful. Him being a southpaw as well. I think him versus Bradis is an interesting fight. Bradis has been out a long time. Apparently he had a virus in the first one, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But look, we just need to focus on Chris Billam-Smith. We need to focus on getting him to beat Richard Riakporhe, and that's the most important thing for us right now. And obviously these fights are down the line. You've got Noel Givor, who is the WBC champion. There's plenty of opportunities for him to unify, but we have to defend our belt in May sort of time. Well, it's exciting times for us as fans and as you as a trainer. Listen, looking forward to Saturday night. Keith Fraser here with Shane McGuigan. Thanks a lot, Shane.